Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Howdy, Freddy. Howdy, Alistair. Howdy, Unlucky. How y'all doing? I hope you're having a good evening. It is 9:18 p.m. CST, December 20th, 2024, a Friday. For some reason, feel a little bit weird. That's okay. I'm sure I'll be fine. Good, that's good to hear. Dr. Darling Weeble is finally doing his job. I know, right? The whole reason I had this this outfit. The whole reason I commissioned this outfit. The FBC video music begins. Does it say contain myself? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. Yeah, tonight we will be reading FBC articles. Something that I've been wanting to do since we played Control, and I just never did. We will be doing a considerable number of them. These will be secondary articles on the reading channel. They will not be primary. They'll go up alongside the stuff we've already read. Speaking of the reading channel, I said fuck it, and I'm doing the whole text and image and all that good stuff again. We'll see how long it lasts until I get sick of it. The FBC Babadong. Babadong. I hope I mimic the spelling right. Yeah, we'll see how long it takes until I get sick of those. Some of the articles, well, I guess most of the articles that will be going up next week are still just the clips with a Weeble in the corner. Because I already edited them and shipped them out long before I decided to do it. But the stuff we read the other day, the Yule Man and all that, that's all set up. Because on Sunday I'm gonna get another early Christmas present, also 5 days until Christmas. I know. I'm exited. I'm so exited. Anyway. Tonight, we have a considerable amount of things to read. It's actually not as much as it looks like, because a lot of the way the FBC stuff works is it comes up in multiple files, so it looks like more than there actually is. FBC style with the intro and stuff, but I don't know how you do that. I'm sure I could rip video of the loading, the bomb bomb bomb. I'm sure I could rip that. Broke boy now since I spit 600 out of 800 check on presents. Holy shit. Christmas is a nightmare. I only had to buy one gift. It was like $180. That's rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, anyway. we will be reading The Fan. Level 44. We're going back to Backrooms on the weekends. This is going to be for Sunday, so we're reading it now. The Hammer, Game Hammer, The Waste Mannequin, Arctic Queen, Ocelot's Anchor, the VHS cassette tape, and the Smoking Pram. Probably do that, yeah. So anyway, I was killing time until a bunch of dogs that were barking wildly outside have stopped being annoying, and now they have. However, my heater just kicked on. And my microphone started picking that up in the recordings. I don't know if I should wait for that to turn off. Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's zoom a little bit. About 1:30, I think. Across the board. I'm Dr. Casper Darling. And we are reading this altered item. Dr. Weeble, I am Dr. Wobble. Insert number and class, the oscillator AI3-KE. I think we'll just, I do think getting the video is a good idea, but I don't know about the about an introduction. I will, however, be using control music for these. I'm gonna find like the control menu music or the reading music or something. Imagine if the beeping starts. Now would be the time. Now would be the time. My microphone is for some reason falling out of its stand. Give me a second. There we go. Alrighty. I'll just edit out the heater again, if it shows up. So. Get a drink. Let's get going. The oscillator, AI3-KE. Note, per archival mandates 8.A, this document has been edited to meet current administrative standards. Certain terminology may be out of date. Containment procedure. Water placed on the item prevents it from exercising its thaumaturgical force. Contained in possessed object gallery. Description/altered effect. N. The oscillator. Brand electric standing fan with protective grill. The item in question robs the immediate vicinity of all oxygen. The range seems to be variable. Background. While on assignment in Korea, foreign investigator Blank learned of odd fatalities in the area. Blank visited the site of the most recent death. Superstitious locals blamed the electric fan. Blank seized the fan and placed it in a small room with a blank. The blank suffocated. The investigator booked 2 cabins on the SS Blank, one for himself and one for the fan. Supplementary materials. Extract from formal interdepartmental complaint. The notion of fan death has now become widely known in the region, since foreign investigator Blank met with a local journalist to explain how electric fans operate at speeds that may suffocate users by overly disturbing the air. As our agency is still young, we must take care to avoid missteps. Any explanation given to the public must provide sufficient, yet vague rationale that will reaffirm their certainty that ours is a stable, controlled world. We must tread carefully, especially in this increasingly technological world, with the radio and other innovations allowing information to travel at speeds previously undreamt of. This is precisely why we insist that our department handle all communication with public bodies. With all due respect, William S. Powers, head of the Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions. What the hell? I pressed a button and everything fell down. Everything exploded. Help. I don't know why that happened. That was weird. Anyway. Quick. Bam, 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 bam. That's why these are going to be supplemental videos, because they're super quick to do. That was 2.5 minutes. Sick. Looks like the website is having a seizure. Every window on my computer minimized at once. I don't know why. I probably mispressed a button. Somehow broke everything. Is that really a surprise? Oh my god, Alan, you broke everything again. You fool. Anyway. This is probably going to be the longest thing we read tonight. This is going to be the Backrooms Level 4. Sunday. I really need to figure out how I do editing streams. I probably won't. So every time I watch a video and it gets interesting, it winds up you breaking everything in front of my eyes. I'm a professional, like Freddy said. I've been doing this for 7 years, can't you tell? Almost 8. I know exactly what I'm doing. Alrighty. Next. Level 44. Corroding Retail Outlet. Survival difficulty. Class 3. Unsafe. Secure. Low entity count. Level 44 is the 45th level of the Backrooms. It is a non-linear space, theorized to be intrinsically connected with the front rooms. Theorized to be intrinsically connected with the front rooms. Description. Level 44 resembles a desolate and empty retail outlet with partially functional lights permeating the level. These lights are presumed to be electrically powered, as they do not produce a distinct fluorescent hum. However, they are often reported emitting a subtle electrical buzz. Windows that are commonly observed near darker locations are considered safe, and have no reported effects when in close proximity. All active windows on level 44 display moving images of the front rooms, though it can't be determined if it is precisely synchronized with reality. Attempted verbal and nonverbal communication through these windows has been unsuccessful. This level is classified to be a non-Euclidean space, causing navigation and backtracking to be impractical. The effects of nonlinearity in level 44 have been seen to get worse, with proportion to the distance away from the commencing position. It has been shown to be exceedingly difficult to navigate consistently, thus leading to an indeterminate magnitude of level 44. However, it is often theorized that the entrance to an extra-dimensional space can be achieved by subsequently reaching the absolute periphery of this level. As a result of the potential relationship between the windows on level 44 and reality, this is frequently highlighted as conceivably true. However, it is not endorsed. Most wanderers who presumptively manage to reach a far distance in have never returned, with most cases attributed to a lack of resiliency and failure to backtrack. Despite the level's emptiness, a particular fluid with unknown atomic compounds and origins has been recovered throughout the many rooms in level 44. The liquid resembles a coal-like substance with unnatural viscosity and acidity levels. The acid has the ability to corrode cardboard and wood at a rapid rate, and has been reported to dissolve the walls and ceilings of level 44. This chemical compound is known to be able to grow with time, and with such, it poses as a potential hazard for wanderers as it becomes more common. The presence of entities in this level is uncommon. However, moans and screeches can often be heard from a distance, usually above the ceiling. Darkness is often thought to be the primary atmosphere in which most beings tend to appear. Almost every type of entity, including Wranglers, can be found in the darker sections of level 44, though in restricted amounts. It is recommended to follow normal safety protocols in case of a deadly scenario. Recently, there have been witnesses of an unstationary silhouette figure present on the other side of a window, in this level, when viewing through it. It has been reported to give off a feel of superposition between liminality and anxiety, and will typically appear during apprehensive, anxious situations. It is unknown what the true purpose of this figure is. On the contrary, it is thought to symbolize one's experienced fear and worry in the front rooms, as a consequence of their erratic behavior. The outlined statuette. The witnesses of the silhouette figure have been reported to have a slight correlation with the current predicament of level 44, signifying the potentiality of an extra-dimensional space existing beyond the level. Reported encounters with this said entity have shown that the figure has the ability to communicate cognitively to a wanderer, though with certain restrictions. The being is said to only have the capability to express emotions and implicit messages through short, vague repeating phrases. All of these quotes have been recovered by several witnesses and have led to diverse theories about what may have happened on level 44. He is destroying my home. He is going to bring doom to us all. Only when you escape can you find him. Reality will shatter along with my home. This place has lost its safety. You must stop him before he takes over. I am here to bring you this message. You are the only one who can save us. The true context of these words has been ambiguous and vague, however. It is thought to be a message displaying a potential hazard towards all of reality and the front rooms. Many theories have surfaced stating that level 44 is deeply related to the front rooms. However, no authorized answers have ever been published. Bases, outposts, and communities. MEG Outpost Deacetors. Created to try and minimize corrosion by removing samples of liquid. Will try to minimize entities for safer exploration. Consisting of 20 members. Potential collapse of level 44. Subjective interviews were conducted to establish the risk for a potential collapse of level 44 due to corrosion. The interviewer and interviewee, Scientist, talks to discuss the risks for this scenario occurring within a given time frame. Open log.
Okay, I've got everything ready now. Alright, so you wanted me to discuss about the risks for the collapse happening? Precisely, yes. Well, there is much more to tell you than you think. There are piles of information that hasn't been revealed to the media yet about this liquid. Do you know why they didn't reveal the additional information? No reason I know of, but I don't see the reason why they would hide it. Well, would it be possible if you could reveal it? Sure thing. This should be public information after all. I'm going to mention the most significant parts that they've missed out on. I remember the first instance where I got a hold of a sample of that liquid. It looked like pulverized coal mixed with water. Unfortunately, the MEG didn't have a significant amount of tools that we could use, so we had to test it macroscopically. After a few days of testing, the concluding result was something to take note of. What we found was that it had a very high acidity level, much higher than usual. For some unnatural reason, it had the ability to corrode wood much faster, though required more time to deteriorate other tangible objects. However, once we let it erode other materials for a prolonged period of time, it began to corrode it faster and faster. It was almost as if it was sentient in a way, knowing how to evolve from previous situations. And not to say that it also grows as it consumes as well. That must be bad news. Especially thinking of the level. It could be consumed with this stuff in a matter of months if it continues without anything to stop it. Well, at least we have the deacetors to help us out. But what perplexed me the most was that the fluid seemed to emit a type of black steam. This steam seems to have a deep correlation with memory loss and fabrication. Some volunteers we had breathing in this air seemed to show side effects after a period of time. Very alike the case of induced fear. So, what is your conclusion? We might not have much time left before level 44 collapses. I'm predicting that it will happen in a matter of weeks. The deacetors currently are struggling with keeping up. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The entrance to level 44 can be found within level 0 by opening a metal door. Like common experiences in the Backrooms, this door is often witnessed arbitrarily. Exits. In order to exit this level, the Wanderer has to either go back to where they started from, or find a similar door, which either leads to level 11 or level 9. Yippee! So the level is rotting. Also, hello, Papote Lopez. yes, check in the description for Aliulo Reads. All of the reading videos have been moved over there. This channel is going to be the streaming channel. The articles that we read on the stream, I will cut up and upload them properly over there. Although some of the more recent videos are just clipped out portions of the stream, they will eventually return to being the proper format and everything again. Thumbs up. Also, hello somebody. Thank you for renewing your membership.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm a fool. I forgot that was on. Thanks for telling me, Freddy. Well. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The entrance to level 44 can be found within level 0 by opening a metal door. Like common experiences in the Backrooms, this door is often witnessed arbitrarily. Exits. In order to exit this level, the Wanderer has to either go back where they started. The Wanderer has to either go back to where they started from or find a similar door, which either leads to level 11 or level 9. Supposed to be professional. I know, I'm a fool. I've ruined everything. It's off, yeah. It's gotta be off for this bit. But because I read it with it on, I had to redo it. We're not going to mention the fact that I forgot to have my recording set up to be able to hear the effects last time, and I had to manually add radio effects to all of my dialogue. Also, Silly Goober Micah, how are you? And I believe, Unlucky, you should really make a compilation of every clip of every stream that you wind up breaking something. Oh, specifically broken clips? Oh my. I was gonna say, there's like 4 shorts come out of every video game stream. Like, surely that's enough clips, right? I don't think I'll do the game specific. Just do the monthly compilations. People didn't seem... In general, people don't seem to care too much about them. I like them, so I'll keep doing the monthly ones, but it's not worth the effort to do the game-based. A lot of clips. That's true. It comes out to like 2 to 3 coming out every day. And they don't go into the sub box because that tanks your channel. Make a video that's just a compilation of every time you've broken something on accident. Oh my god. I don't think YouTube allows you to upload videos that long. Anyway, let's take a quick drink. I am the night. I am Batman. I am the night. I am Batman. 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 Alright, let's move on. Stretch. Stretch. Next. You can make a series out of it. Nah, I think that's fine. Playing Batman Arkham Knight for the millionth time. I hope you enjoy. I would love to play the Batman games, the Arkham games at some point. I had a college friend who was really into them. I've just got so many video games to play, man. One of my favorite games I'm not even caught up on. I'll be doing that next year. It's Final Fantasy XIV. I was supposed to do it this year and I failed. But I'm setting aside like several months where I just basically, for the most part, play Final Fantasy. So I can catch up on 14. Anyway. You gonna use the case image files from the wiki? Yes. That'll be the scrolling image on this side. Game Hammer, AI5-BE. Note, per archival mandates 8.a, per archival mandates 8.a, this document has been edited to meet current administrative standards. Certain terminology may be out of date. Containment procedure. No method for suppressing the item's thaumaturgical effect is yet known. To prevent infection, wear proper safety gloves when handling. Description/altered effect. The item is a wooden mallet from a High Striker carnival game. A long wooden handle extends from the head. The item infects any organic material with an unknown disease upon making physical contact. The effects of this disease are similar to leprosy, but develop at a much faster rate. Within a matter of days, tissue loss develops in the limbs closest to the point of infection. While the disease itself has not claimed any lives, secondary infection has resulted in numerous deaths. Background. The Smiley Sisters Carnival traveled throughout the eastern United States during the 1950s. Beginning in 1956, young men in the towns visited by the carnival became plagued by a strange form of leprosy, originating in the hands and swiftly moving up the arms. As the death toll climbed, newspapers named the disease Farmer's Rot. Rumors began circulating that the carnival itself was to blame. In November of 1959, the townspeople of Blank, Georgia, took it upon themselves to raze the carnival to the ground, believing the entertainers to be servants of the devil. Bureau agents had been monitoring the carnival while investigating the odd disease. Posing as Blank, agents confiscated all carnival property that survived the flames. At a field office, stray blank were placed in rooms with individual pieces of the carnival equipment. The game hammer was identified as the cause of the disease. The remaining property was incinerated, along with the infected blank. The carnival owners were told they had been carrying a dangerous pathogen in their equipment. Wham bam bam, right through. The BE means biological effect, yep. KE means kinetic effect. Another old-ass altered item, yep, from the 50s. Back when the Bureau was first founded. The good old days. Also, howdy somebody, I hope you're having a good evening. The hammer. The hammer of dawn falls upon you. Prepare yourself. Alrighty, 1 second. I need to clear my throat. I'm good, that's good to hear. I'm glad. Alrighty. How about we move right along? Hello. How you doing, Unlucky? Next. Waste Mannequin. AI7-KE. Containment Procedure. No known procedures for preventing the item's effect. Update. March 1990. Lining the item's cell with the newly discovered black rock has yielded positive results. Test with other altered items. Description/altered effect. A wire and fabric waste mannequin. The base and head are made of stained wood. The item duplicates. The trigger for this behavior is unknown. No correlation can be found in either the number of duplications that manifest during an episode, or the duration for which they last before disappearing. Background. The item was last owned by Madame Blank, an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Blank, Maine for reasons unknown. With her came the trappings of her old life. Including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in Blank. After her death, caused by Blank, the state held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonies provided by witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Most every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and brought to the Bureau. When they first discovered Black Rock, at least their first application of it. Not necessarily the first time they found it. It was the first time they applied it. Which means by now they were in the house. So it implies to me like up to AI 6? Or maybe AI 6, who knows? I'm sure there's a better timeline of events. AWE gives you, or not AWE, shit, what was the Foundation? I'm sure Foundation has a better timeline. A better explanation of when exactly they got into the house, what they had. Oh, man. We're already halfway done. I'm going to have to add some more things to read. Yeah, let me break every finger I have real quick. And I think it's time to go on to the next one. Oh my god, it's the famous killer fridge. I don't think these files at the bottom actually exist. The new containment procedures, I don't think those actually exist, do they? The fridge that changed. How dare they? The refrigerator of doom! Not gonna lie, the other was a pushover. He was not prepared for my triple, whoa, rock upon you. He was not ready. Certainly was no anchor. Anyway. Arctic Queen, AI 10-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description/altered effect. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by blank. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in apartment blank, rented by a man named blank. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse. And it became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Blank, who was out of the building at the time of collapse, blank PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974. When the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. Appendix. New altered effect has been observed. See file AI 10.f. See file AI 10.f. For details. See file AI 10.k for new containment procedures. Supplementary materials. Blank interview, November 20th, 1974.
Can you tell us why you left your building that day? I was running out to get eggs. There was that corner store on 30th. That's why I left Michael there on his own. Knew I wouldn't be gone long. He was drawing at the table when I left. Had his crayons out. Happy. The building came down when I was a block away. I ran back, started digging. City workers found Mikey later, beside the fridge. The drawings hadn't come off. Tons of bricks fall on it, and those drawings are still there. How does that happen? You kept the refrigerator after the accident. Why? Still had his drawings. God must have kept them safe for a reason, right? I'd get home from work and stare at them all night. I was in a bad way back then. Why did you sell the fridge with your son's drawings still on it? They'd gotten stuck to it or something. Thought about cutting them off, those magnets. But maybe it was better I didn't hold on to them, you know? Gotta move on, everyone says. What's my fridge got to do with the building collapse anyhow?
End of relevant portion. The fridge that eats you cannot be destroyed, but thanks to former, it eats you. Yeah, the indestructible fridge that will consume you. Really awesome. Make a compilation of all the funniest things, including glitches happening. Well, good news. Every month, all of the clips that I make are put into a compilation. Thumbs up. It'll come out. December's will come out in July. January. Not July. January. Also, typo. WM. They typoed it. They typoed. Those fools. And here I thought they were a professional video game company. You're already planning ahead. Well, the compilations have been coming out for over a year. I've been doing them since last August 2023. When I feel you're supposed to be professionals. I've been doing this for 7 years. They've been doing it for 70. What's the problem? Three letter agencies these days, I swear.
Oh, man.
Alrighty. It's not even been an hour yet. We're almost done with what I have prepared. I am definitely going to have to grab some more articles. We might be able to go all the way to December, to the end of the month. Oh my god. That'd be crazy. Damn professionals, even the professionals can't be perfect. Weevil's been an employee for 7 years and didn't tell the FBC about the typo. Teehee. Surely, a typo would never cause anything terrible to happen in an organization like the FBC. Surely not. Anyway. Ocelot's Anchor. AI-11-UE. Containment Procedure. Black rock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. Description/altered effect. A Trotman-style anchor, made of iron with a wooden stock. Surface is rusted in places. Weighs 3,789 pounds. The item generates a persistent blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. The sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically blank horizontal feet and blank vertical feet from the blank of the anchor. Appendix. April 25th, 1983. Blank. Ranger First Class was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit. Ranger First Class was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with dedicated oxygen line at blank AM EST. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, blank's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during blank's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. Ranger Blank has been declared MIA, presumed dead. Background. The crew of the White Ocelot first encountered a strange spherical phenomenon while fishing in the blank. Witnesses described it as a black sphere with faint light behind it. It hovered just off the bow of the ship. The crew, blank, by throwing a tin bucket, which disappeared into the sphere. Soon after, the vessel lost structural integrity. The ship's metal rusted and fell apart within minutes. As the ship sank, the sphere lowered into the water. A passing fishing vessel called the Blank rescued the 4 surviving crew. Agents were dispatched to the White Ocelot's last known coordinates, blank, and began diving operations. On the ocean floor, the agents found the sphere. The ship was entirely destroyed except for its anchor. As agents lifted the anchor off the ocean floor, they noticed the sphere behaved in conjunction with the anchor, moving and stopping as one. Contact with the sphere was avoided, but handling the anchor proved harmless. The item was transported by the blank to the U.S. port of blank. Upon arriving in New York, it was brought into the bureau via the blank. The most annoying boss fight in the game. The game, if you buy this on, if you bought Control on GOG, the anchor will crash your game again and again and again and again. I hope you're really, really dedicated. Also, hello, Doge Wonder King. How are you? Bum ba dum bum bum ba da 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 ba da 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 da. No matter what. I mean, it's possible for him to not crash. It crashes your game if the anchor shoots his enemies. That will crash your game. So you have to either get really lucky or kill all of them immediately. It was annoying, but we did it. I actually 100% did that game. A lot of it off stream. I got all the achievements. All of that. Every collectible. Love Control, man. Looking forward to 2. Not Firebreak, because I don't play many competitive multiplayer, or not even competitive. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. But I'll probably watch people play it. You're built different. I'm just Bill Dipperly. Bill D. Ipperly. The game is a seizure every time. It has a stroke. Or game has a compound aneurysm every time it tries to deal with the anchor boss. It's really rough. Anyway, 1 second. I return. Alrighty. Next. VHS cassette tape. VHS cassette tape. AI-12-PE. Containment procedure. Item has proven impossible to fully contain when in proximity of human beings. Item is to be sent to blank in the blank of the oldest house in order to prevent any future access. Description/altered effect. A VHS, video home system, tape cassette. Item will not eject from the television player used at the time. Item will not eject from the television player used at the time its altered status became evident. The VHS plays footage of blank. Entity A-001. Entity A-1. Cleaning a floor and dancing. This footage renders individuals incapable of movement, speech, or thought while the television screen is within view. This effect is estimated to last indefinitely, though the most time spent in this state by a test subject is 21 hours. Individuals only recollect hearing strange music during their entranced state. Footage plays on a constant loop, even when the television is not connected to a power source. Even when the television and its footage are contained within an enclosed cell with no window, agents in proximity have been driven to open and enter the cell by the item's entrancing nature. Background. This item's creation is the source of much research and debate. It was a product of the Bureau's first attempts to film blank. Entity A-1. Entity A-1. During Operation Shallow Tide, an agent was able to conceal themselves in an area frequented by Ati, at which point they began filming. The agent reported that the video camera showed no signs of disturbance during the filming. Later, when reviewing the footage, the research staff became mesmerized by its altered effect. Measures were taken and altered evaluation began. Never before have Bureau personnel been so closely involved in the creation of an altered item. The experiment was quickly replicated, though not with the same results. The footage was simply useless in every subsequent attempt. This event spawned a great debate as to whether altered items are created by paranatural entities, intentionally or otherwise. Similar experiments were prohibited soon after. See the Ash Act for details. As the creation of altered materials was deemed an action the Bureau should not engage in. I can't believe they filmed my boy. I also can't believe they stopped censoring his name at random. This is Ati's movie, yeah. Do you think that confused me on what class it would be if it was an SCP? What did we figure out? Euclid? I think we settled on. Because it is containable and does not attempt to break containment. It's still containable. It just has to be at a further range. It needs a bigger containment area. Might even be safe. I'd probably be Euclid. This is definitely one of the most confusing SCPs. It's not an SCP. Although I understand the confusion, because the game that these are from was inspired by SCP. We came to Euclid, yeah. Because its nature as a created item makes it unpredictable. But I could see it also being safe. Honestly, a lot of the altered items could easily be safe. Most of them are pretty easily contained. By Foundation standards, honestly. Foundation would not have a problem dealing with anything the FBC does. It'd be like a run-of-the-mill deal. Anyway, unlucky. What this is a television that if you look at it, you just can't think, move, or do anything except watch the television. Until you're removed. That's about it. It's pretty simple. Also, another one of the altered items that could very easily become an object of power. Honestly, most altered items could easily become objects of power. This one would give you The ability to put people into trances. Pretty simple. Make a clone of yourself. Create a vacuum. It's pretty easy. Smoke screen. I tell the storyline of the OCs on my channel, so don't be shy to even stream reactions to my storylines. Maybe. Yeah. The X-ray machine already does that. X-ray machine controls people. It doesn't stop. It doesn't put people in a trance. It's not a paralysis. If this were like actual if the VHS was an actual in-game object of power, this would be a stop enemies from moving or acting type deal for like a temporary amount of time, obviously for game balancing. But you don't control them. It doesn't kill them. It just stops them from taking actions for a short period of time. Could even be an area of effect, like a flashbang. Like you just go, like you use the power and it goes, and it like a flash of light, and just everything stops moving for like 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Excuse me. Alrighty. Well, it's only been an hour and we're already on the last article. I honestly thought this would take longer. I am definitely going to have to add some of the others that I've got on my to-read list onto this. Luckily, I already have the stuff that I wanted to do for the rest of the month already set up. So I can do that pretty easy. Anyway. Smoking Pram. AI 13-KE. Containment procedure. Containment cell must be properly ventilated. Inhalation of the item's smoke causes blank. Description/altered effect. Item is a baby carriage with a black shade and steel wire wheels. Left front wheel is slightly bent, causing a distinct wobble when pushed.
Hey, let's be.
Item produces smoke incessantly. Smoke density varies. Smoke is generated without apparent fire or ignition source. Background. An incident in Paris in 1979 brought the pram to the attention of the Bureau. Smoke filled an antique store where the pram was being sold, killing the shop's owner. Update. Detailed records of the event leading to the item's discovery were destroyed in an incident in the Panopticon. Interviews with living witnesses were reperformed at the order of the archives. Interviews with living witnesses were reperformed at the order of the Archives and Records Chief. Supplementary material. Interview with blank, conducted with the aid of a French translator on November 17th, 2009, in a retirement home in blank, France.
Where were you on August 2nd, 1979, Mr. Bolio?
Translated from French.
I'm actually going to redo that. Where were you on August 2nd, 1979, Mr. Bolio? Where were you on August 2nd? Where were you on August 2nd, 1979, Mr. Bolio? So specific a date. As if I could ever forget. I was called to a fire at the Rue.
Blank.
What did you see? Smoke, white like a new pope rising up from the windows of a small shop. I sent my men in. I was fire chief back then. What happened next? We pulled the shop owner out. He was already dead, smoke in his lungs. We found the source afterwards, a baby's walker. Poured water onto it, but that only encouraged the smoke. We pulled the carriage outside. Smoke kept shooting out. A crowd gathered. People said it was like a miracle, but I disagreed. It seemed to me like more of an omen. We brought the strange thing back to the fire hall. Some Americans, like yourself, came later and took it away.
End of relevant portion. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Nice. Where were you on August 2nd? Where were you on August 2nd? Where were you? Tell me now. God damn it. Anyway, I'm going to do some quick audio management. While I do that, we're gonna go on a quick hiatus. And by that I mean a break. So, get up, walk around, stretch your legs, all that good stuff. We will be right back. I'm back. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hell yeah, it stopped snowing. Hell yeah, dude. Alrighty. So. Oops. There we go. Got the next stuff set up. Here's Weeble. Hi, hello, silly goober Micah. How are you? The articles we will be reading next are Level 87, The Plastic Tree, Level 56, The Backrooms, The Swan Boat, which only has one article. It only has one page. That'll be super short. The Post Box, and The Arcade Cabinets. That'll actually fill us out the rest of the month, aka the rest of the year. Then I get to work on them. Plastic Tree, perfect time for Christmas. Yeah. I might actually kick that up to Christmas. Because the way they're currently set up is to be released in order. That would fit for Christmas. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alrighty. Now I got that song stuck in my head. End of Small Sanctuary. I need to play Silent Hill sometime. I watched a playthrough of it of Silent Hill 2 in 2017, 2016. That's some good shit. Anyway. These Backrooms articles will be a little bit chunkier, but they're still relatively short. Alrighty. Let's get going. Level 87. Hallways of Time. Survival difficulty. Class 1. Class 1. Safe. Secure. Minimal entity count. Level 87 is the 88th level of the Backrooms. It was discovered in May of 2004 by an unknown wanderer. Description. Level 87 consists of hallways which are miles long, similar to Level 21. Each of these hallways has locked doors lining them, and every few miles it is possible to find a table. These will usually have a key on them, and less often a bag of potato crisps or almond water. Specific types of keys can open specific types of locks. Specific types of keys can open specific types of locks. Although they seem to be random, there is a finite number of locks and keys, and they are usually color, number, or letter coded. If you see a door with glitter on it, it's our party. The strangest property of this level is that time seems to be non-linear. Although it is uncommon, wanderers report seeing past or future versions of themselves. Wanderers report seeing past or future versions of themselves for a short while, before simply disappearing. Interacting with your past or future selves isn't too difficult, but can be risky. If you do, it is possible to give your past or future selves items and things to survive. The way paradoxes solve themselves is by creating an infinite time loop that past versions of you are stuck in. Wanderers may see themselves anywhere from 5 minutes to a few years in the past or future. It is advised to be careful in these situations. These time anomalies will not occur all the time. Be very wary of interacting with past or future selves, because they may attempt to harm or kill you. If you end up creating a paradox, for example, killing your past self, the gear maker will intervene. What happens to you is unknown, so do not attempt to do this. Bases, outposts, and communities. Due to the nature of this level, there are no known bases, outposts, or communities on this level. Entities. No known entities have been reported in this level, and wanderers can seemingly never find other people. Do's and don'ts. Do. Keep looking for an escape. Keep opening doors. Keep looking for keys, food, and water. Don't. Try to kill or harm your past or future self. Waste time. Try to interact with another wanderer if you see one. They are probably not human, and this could lead to unforeseen consequences, as it may be a past or future version of an entity. Entrances and exits. Entrances. You can sometimes enter this level by no-clipping through a door on level 21. Wanderers report entering a random house in level 9 as an entrance, but this has not been confirmed. Exits. Rarely, some doors will lead to other levels. This is the only confirmed way to escape, although some have claimed to no-clip through a door to end up in level 119. Update. Parts of the original discovery log have been found. View? Accepted. Day 1. While traversing across data missing, I accidentally no-clipped through a door and I ended up here. This level seems very similar to level 21, but there doesn't seem to be a way to open these doors. Day 4. I have found an data missing key and I opened the door to it. Strangely enough, the key didn't work after that for the same door. These doors keep leading to longer hallways with more doors. I keep seeing data missing in the distance, but they vanish before I can interact with them. I am starting to get thirsty. Day 5. I think I just interacted with myself. He handed me a bottle of almond water, then disappeared without a word. This is all very confusing. I'm growing desperate to leave this place. Day 11. I have data missing. Not found any. Data missing. Wow. Data missing. Day 30. I just handed my past self a bottle of water. I am starting to understand that this level allows me to interact with myself in the future and in the past. Day 39. These hallways seem endless. Day 50-something. I can't take it anymore. This time thing is really messing with my memories. Day 84. I've regained a bit of my sanity. I've regained a bit of my sanity by, in a stroke of luck, finding 3 bottles of almond water yesterday. I had a pleasant data missing with my future self, but he said he was from data missing years in the future. So I will be here for a while. Day 117. I'm starting to think that there is no escape. Day 480 blank. Day 480 something. I talked to myself. Data missing. Days in the future. And he said that I will lose this tablet tomorrow. This will be my final entry. Captain's log. So it's halls and time. Life has many halls, bad boy. snow's coming now because I'm going to an NFL game on Sunday. It's going to be cold and snow would add on to that. Luckily, no snow is forecasted. I hope that holds. Snowing at a football game sounds miserable. That was actually shorter than anticipated. Anyway. Move along. Let's get on to the next one. Hi, hello, Unlucky. How are you? Next. Holiday Memories Tree, AI-14-AE. Containment Procedure. Item must be contained within a soundproof cell. Description/altered effect. A Holiday Memories brand white plastic tree with green plastic stand. The item repeats words and phrases spoken within a range of blank feet. Always in a tone below blank hertz. This verbal mimicry has profoundly distressing effects on the individual it is copying. Background. The item was taken from the blank, a Canadian research station established on Ross Island in Antarctica, where it was used to celebrate the holiday season. In 1979, solar radiation damaged the radio, severing the base's only means of communication with the world. After the frozen passages opened, a military expedition visited the base to re-establish contact. They found the base's occupants in various states of madness, rambling about voices in the tree. Military personnel discovered they also heard the tree speaking. After locking the item in a supply crate, they brought it back to the mainland, at which point the Bureau intervened. Supplementary materials. Excerpt from Altered Speech of A14 by Dr. Theodore Ash. The results are incredible, but more so the speed of discovery this allows us. AI-14 copies our speech, but after numerous tests, we've discovered that certain words are missing from its vocabulary. We began isolating these words, cross-referencing them with esoteric texts from the early days of the Bureau. We found that these words, when arranged in particular formations and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. We tested this specific string of words, a formula if you will, on the other altered items kept in the examination hall. Varying physical responses were recorded with each one, with an 82% success rate. We've proven that words can tangibly affect these items. Specific applications must be explored, possibly for containment or identification purposes. This will drastically change our approach moving forward. And to think, there are still more words to be found. Nerd. Good, that's good to hear. Probably fun to watch a game in snow, but your ass will be cold, plus the constant snow falling and getting out of the parking lot would be a pain in the ass, and traffic will be hell as well. Yeah, it's better that it doesn't snow. Right. Hey. What's up? I like this tree. I'm pretty sure this is the... I think this is the first item you find, isn't it? The first article? I think it was the first I found anyway.
Ah, the nostalgia.
Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my Marie. Aren't you a nerd, Dr. Casper Weeble? Shh, they don't need to know that. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my skibbity. Usually watching any kind of game is better without snow. True. Except for maybe hockey. Alrighty, this is an actual longer article. So here we go. Level 56, Frostbite. Survival difficulty, Class 5E, Environmental. Unsafe, Entity Adaptation. Unsecure, Climate Hazard, Medium Entity Count. Level 56 is the 57th level of the Backrooms. The level consists of a circular cave system made of ice and rock, where the temperature decreases the closer an individual gets to the cave's center. Description: Level 56 is a circular cave system made of smooth blue ice, with a light of unknown origin shining through it and illuminating the level. The floor of level 56 consists of wet, rocky terrain that is difficult to traverse and seems to extend downwards forever. This leveled terrain does not significantly increase or decrease in height, but still varies much more than the level's ceiling. The outer sections of level 56 are mostly survivable with the right equipment. Although the freezing temperatures that range from 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Footnote: 0 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius to negative 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit. Footnote: negative 273.15 degrees Celsius, or absolute zero. Can inflict frostbite and often death upon unprepared or inexperienced wanderers. The level's anomalous nature also proves to be a challenge, as heat sources above 150 degrees Fahrenheit cannot be generated. A variety of elements in their liquid state have been found inside the ice on level 56, such as nitrogen, helium, oxygen, and hydrogen, some of which can pose as a threat to wanderers. Most of these liquids are colorless, odorless, and radiate a gas of the same element as the liquid. Do not consume any liquid found on the level without checking its contents first. Wooden crates can be found throughout level 56, containing medical supplies, axes, crowbars, oxygen tanks, cold suits, and warm clothing. The cold suits within these crates, similar to modern-day spacesuits, allow wanderers to withstand the coldest parts of level 56. Cold-resistant thermoses can be found within these crates, containing liquids such as almond water and nitrogen. Although useful, crates found within level 56 are often nailed shut and require specialized tools to remove them. While moving towards the center core of the level, the ice will start to compact and take on rigid formations. The terrain will smoothen, becoming more level and proving less challenging to walk on. Icicles may form on the ceiling of the intersections. These icicles can fall, startling and possibly injuring wanderers or other entities. The ice here can also be potentially fatal when contact is made. Although it cannot melt, the ice will freeze water molecules on the place of contact, essentially welding the two contact points together. This has proven to be extremely painful, and is only treatable if the contact point is amputated. The areas closer to the center of level 56 are primarily unexplored due to them not being survivable without proper equipment. Within about 90 meters of the core, the climate is comparable to that of outer space. The air within the environment will start to freeze, transforming from a gas into a liquid, and making oxygen intake without specialized equipment impossible. This will also fill the bottom of the level with about an inch of liquid oxygen. Frozen fossils of dead entities can also be found throughout this area, and some have been heavily wrapped in a silk-like material. As one approaches the center of level 56, the previously liquefied air will be frozen solid, and the subject will be able to see into a circular room nicknamed the Singularity. The room has several large holes in its ceiling, letting a significant amount of light in. The Singularity rests at a constant state of absolute zero temperature, freezing the air in the room and creating a natural vacuum chamber. Contact with the floor of the Singularity should be avoided, as it will drain the heat of wanderers in the room even faster. If a wanderer is exposed to the climate in this part of the level without any form of protection, they will almost immediately freeze to death. Entities. Although scarce, entities can be found in the inner and outer rings of level 59. Entities within level 56 have adapted to the cold and evolved to survive even the level's center areas. Some entities have been observed covered in thick, white fur. Entities have also been seen digging into the ice that makes up level 56, creating burrows and tunnels where the entities can thrive. It is advised that wanderers stay away from these burrows, as they will likely contain hostile entities. A surplus of death rats and death moths can be observed on this level. However, other entities have also been reported. A spider-like entity has been seen around the center of level 56. Like many other entities within the level, it has mutated to survive the cold and is covered in thick, white fur. The entity's behavior has not been extensively researched, and it is unknown if the entity derives from an already documented creature, or if it is entirely unique to the level. So far, the entity has been seen tunneling through the ice. The entity has been seen tunneling through the ice in the level's ceiling and attacking smaller creatures. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 50. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 56 in this entity's territory. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 50. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 56 is this. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 50. It is theorized that the unexplored expanse above level 56 is this entity's territory, explaining why it has such rare sightings. Bases, outposts, and communities. The MEG has set up 2 different research bases on opposite ends of level 56, connected via radio. All wanderers recruited into the MEG's exploratory missions of level 56's center must wear one of the adapted cold suits found within the level's supply crates. MEG, Major Explorer Group, Glacial Outpost A. Glacial Outpost A acts as a retrieval point for exploration groups. Red flags can be found leading from the central area of level 56 to this outpost. Rescue teams are rarely dispatched from Glacial Outpost A to help wanderers or assist in failed exploratory missions. Due to the absence of heat within the level, operatives in Outpost A are equipped with various weapons that do not need heat to function. MEG, Major Explorer Group, Glacial Outpost B. Glacial Outpost B acts as a dispatch and research station for the evidence gathered by specialists in the center of level 56. Explorers are sent out from this outpost and return to Outpost A after the exploration is finished. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Level 56 can be accessed by no-clipping through a noticeably colder section of level 8, or by walking into a cavern found on level 93, level -5, level 420, or level 135. A cavern entrance can also be found inside the freezers on level 55. Exits. The only known exit in level 56 consists of a widened cavern with snowy terrain leading to level 57. Research logs. Singularity Exploration Video Log. Preface. On the 30th of November, 2024, an exploration group from Glacial Outpost B attempted to exit Level 56 through the top of the Singularity Room. Their mission was unfortunately cut short due to a sudden series of casualties and the discovery of an unknown entity. Mission operatives: Alicia McCarthy, head researcher; Lynn West, medical specialist; Alan Mercia, researcher; Lee Moreno, equipment specialist. Equipment list: 4 EMU spacesuit exploration suits. 1 has been provided for each operative. 2 ice pick spears designed to break through the ceiling of the Singularity. 8 oxygen tanks, 2 per operative. Cameras with audio recording built into each operative's suit. 4 radios used for communication between the group and both glacial outposts. Begin transcript. Also, thank you for the $2 one, though. Why hello there. How are you doing this evening? Sorry, I wanted to get to a good breaking point before interrupting the recording. How you doing this evening? And thank you for the $2. I will like. There. Nice. Apparently that's a thing I can do. Doing good, that's good to hear. Alrighty. This one is an actually good chunk article. And now we're into the thing. Alright. The group reaches the Singularity 2 hours and 42 minutes after leaving Glacial Outpost B.
Alright, you got the stuff? Yeah, it's all here.
Moreno hands one of the ice pick spears to McCarthy, and they position themselves slightly outside the center of the room. The two start stabbing the ceiling with the spears, and the ice crumbles apart. Suddenly, an object falls through one of the makeshift holes, immediately freezing and promptly shattering on the ground. One of the pieces punctures the leg of West's suit. He screams in pain as the burning cold overtakes his leg. As the pain turns to numbness, West's cries subside.
Get the fucking tourniquet! It's in the bag!
McCarthy immediately reaches into the bag and fumbles around as West begins to fall unconscious. She finds the tourniquet and wraps it around West's leg. McCarthy then attempts to radio for assistance. Moreno moves closer to study the fallen object. The face of a mutated death rat was protruding from the object's side. He reached out with a glove and touched the silky web wrapped around the entity. The substance was frozen solid and had crystallized around the death rat. A large chunk of it had broken off and impaled West during its fall.
Hello? Anyone copy? There's some object up here. I don't know. It's shattered and we need medical assistance at the Singularity ASAP.
After a few seconds of silence, a voice picks up over the radio.
What's the problem? We need help at the Singularity. Send a medic or something. Alright, let me find someone. I'll send him over.
The clanking of a chair being pushed against the ground is heard, and then footsteps as the researcher walks away. McCarthy paces back and forth as Moreno tries to wake West up. Not long after, another voice picks back up on the radio microphone.
Alright, what's the situation here? What's the situation here? His suit got punctured. We're the Singularity. We've got his upper leg in a tourniquet right now, but his lower leg's not looking too good, and he's passed out. Can he still stand on it? Doc, his leg is covered in ice.
A moment of silence passes as the situation sets in. Suddenly, West groans and tries to sit up.
I can't feel my leg. It's alright, son. Try to stand on it. The others will help you. Get over to Outpost B as soon as possible. Doc, I don't think... No, I can do it. Just help me up, dude.
Moreno sighs but grabs West's hand and pulls him up to his level. McCarthy does the same.
It doesn't hurt at all. That's good. Try to put some weight on it. Don't push yourself.
West adjusts himself and lowers down onto his injury. The other two operatives watch in horror as West's leg shatters into pieces, completely detaching from his upper thigh. West notices the shift in his weight and looks down, seeing his detached leg in shards on the ground.
What the hell happened? I tried to fucking tell you, Doc. Get him to an outpost already. West, we gotta go.
West says nothing and continues staring at the frozen chunks of his leg. The blood had already crystallized.
West, please. Come on. Moreno, we have a problem.
McCarthy motions to the opposite side of the cavern, and the other two turn to look. Initially, both were silent with confusion, but then they saw the spider-like creature that had begun to crawl out of the ceiling. The being was attempting to break free from the burrow to get to the group. The beast was coated in ice and making a noise that was less of a sound, but more of a vibration. It was using echolocation. West tried to move, but soon realized his other leg was frozen to the ground.
I can't.
Moreno tried pulling West back from the spot he was stuck to, but West wouldn't budge as more pieces of his wounded leg fractured and broke off. The creature freed itself from the wall and began to run full speed at the group.
We gotta fucking go right now. Leave him.
Moreno did not hesitate, but did look back to see the spider pounce on West and tear open his already damaged suit. His screams flooded the cave, alerting more entities to their presence. End transcript. McCarthy and Moreno safely made it back to Glacial Outpost B, with several flaws with their suits, and several flaws with their suits were noted that need to be addressed before a second exploration can be carried out. West's body was never discovered, although remains of his leg were.
Oh my god.
A frozen leg is nothing to get broken up about. Silly goobering privileges, Deftones fans when they see the name Moreno. I don't know what a Deftone is. Also, hello, Sabitsuki. I heard there's rumors that people think Batman is Bruce Wayne. Why would people think that? Also, they're accusing some reporter named Clark Kent to be Superman. Well, those are rumors. That's gotta be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, Bruce Wayne being Batman is pretty dumb. Pretty sure Batman contacted Wayne to help him prove Hugo Strange wrong. And the Clark Kent one is just ridiculous. Why would some random nerd be Superman, the most powerful man on Earth? Damn, he's right though. Alrighty. I think we'll actually get above 2 hours pretty easy. The Cooper. The Sly variety. Sly Cooper. Honor among thieves. Alrighty. We got 3 articles left to read. Then I'm out. Why? Because I have to edit articles for tomorrow. Some of these are coming out like tomorrow. I gotta get them done. So, right into it. Swan Boat, AI 19-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description/altered effect. Item is made of fiberglass, painted to resemble a swan. Foot pedals allow the item to propel forward in water. Foot pedals allow the item to propel forward in water. The item emits a pulse of physical force at an estimated force of blank. Possible connection to OOP5. Possible connection to OOP5. Measuring the exact force created by the item has been hindered by concerns from the Human Resources Department. Background. The item was seized from an activity rental service called blank, located on blank, located on lake, located on lake, located on lake, blank, on Vancouver Island, Canada, after it ejected numerous riders over the course of a summer, bringing the boat to the attention of the media. The item was transported to the Bureau by helicopter. A containment specialist accompanied it, sent to recite Formula C.9 through 32 recursively. What occurred in the helicopter is not known, but all agents were lost in the crash. The item was recovered and then transported by train. It arrived at the Bureau without further incident. I forgot the swan killed everybody. It's like an aggressive dash. Or like a shockwave. Shockwave, not dash. Shockwave. Boom. Force push. That's what it'd give you. Force push. Alrighty. Next. Jasper Postbox, AI 31-PE. Containment procedure. Black rock paneling has proven effective in hindering, but not eliminating the object's altered effect. Agents in the immediate vicinity may still experience paralysis. Keeping a distance of blank feet from the cell is recommended, unless agent is confirmed to be non-susceptible. Description/altered effect. A dark blue United States postbox, model blank. Paint is chipped at the edges. The item itself is empty, with no mail discovered inside at the time of retrieval. The item seizes the motor functions of organisms meeting an unknown criteria. Paralyzed subjects are still capable of moving their eyes and limited speech. During tests, approximately 16% of agents remained unaffected by the item. Age, gender, race, height, weight, blood type, eye color, clothing, place of birth, diet, heart rate, and socioeconomic standing are all factors proven to have no correlation to an individual's vulnerability to the item. Victims' states of mind were recorded during onset of paralysis, but no emotional correlation has yet been found. Background. Agents arrived in the town of Jasper Crossing, Arizona, after the communications department intercepted multiple phone calls to local authorities regarding frozen people in the streets. 4 of the 5 dispatched agents became paralyzed 4 of the 5 dispatched agents became paralyzed upon arriving at the scene. Additional assessment teams were dispatched. Variations of identification formulas were tried, with ineffectual results. Agents resorted to using aerial photography to study the positioning of the paralyzed individuals. Soon after, agents discovered the event's epicenter to be the local post office. Unaffected agents cleared the area of all paralyzed civilians, animals, and bureau personnel before beginning to study the item. Agents deemed susceptible to the item were tasked with interviewing and reinforming the public away from the site. The item was soon placed on a transport vehicle manned by unaffected agents. Numerous reports of air travel had been deemed too dangerous given the item's effect. Numerous reports of temporary paralysis were reported by civilians along the truck's route from Arizona to New York City. Agents deemed sus.
Sus?
Sus? Sus. Yeah, Sus. Zeus is one of my favorite characters from Gravity Falls. Another thing inspired by Twin Peaks. Like Alan Wake. Zeus is a Mogus. That's my favorite Roman legionary, dude. The sus among us. That's my favorite Telltale game. Shoom. Alrighty. Last one, and then I gotta get to editing. Shoom Arcade Cabinets. AI 40-PE. Containment Procedure. A distance of 10 feet between the items suppresses their effect. Effect only triggers on physical contact. Description/altered effect. Items are a pair of arcade game cabinets, originally designed for the games Shoom, AI40A, and Shoom 2, and Shoom 2, Kulgar's Revenge, AI40B. The games were manufactured by Bonco Entertainment, now out of business. Despite being a popular arcade game in Japan during the late 80s/early 90s, no other Shoom cabinets have been found by our investigators. When touching one of the items while it stands within 10 feet of its counterpart, the user's mind is transported. The user's mind is transported to a version of their subjective reality that resembles a video game in logic and function. Events from their everyday lives become game-like sequences in which speed and efficacy are paramount. The brain enters a stroke-like state, as proven by EEG studies on users, which only ends after the user finishes their game, at which point they resume normal brain and motor function. Background. Both items were purchased from a closing arcade in blank, Michigan, as part of a program to improve employee well-being through recreation. The program was cancelled before any game machines were dispersed throughout the oldest house, but not before these altered items were discovered. Supplementary information. Teams in the research sector have voiced considerable interest in the items, due to the fact that they only exhibit an altered effect when physically paired together, a codependent relationship previously unseen in altered items. See research specialists See Research Specialist Pope's paper titled The Parasensitivity of Sequels for more information. However, after proving the item's altered status, the investigation staff insisted on keeping them, claiming that they are important for sector morale. To date, numerous petitions have been filed by research sector personnel to move the items there for more extensive analysis. I don't think they actually want to research them. I think they want to steal their goddamn video games. I think the nerds want to steal the video games. That's it. They don't want to research. From the distance, the photo looked like a face. I can see that. I can see that. Well, all right, we got 2 hours of reading. And with this, oh, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I fucked up it hard. We have videos recorded all the way to the 31st. And now, I just need to edit them. Starting with the stuff that's coming out over the weekend. So, I don't have a lot of time to mess around, or read more, or do any reading. I'm just gonna go. We might do more readings, more extra reading streams next week. I actually did install a bunch of random horror games. We might do another random horror game stream at some point during the week, maybe even tomorrow. But tomorrow, we have the Star Wars Episode 4 watch-along. We're bringing on a guest, Brianna25. She's been in the chat before. And then on Sunday, we're playing Cossacks. Monday, we're going back to Alan Wake. Alrighty. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope you had a good time, because I certainly did. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you all later.